honestly, I'm proud of this team. This team's done everything that we wanted to do these last couple of weeks. We're playing really good football right now. The weather wasn't that great, but we've played a lot of practice in the rain. For some reason, this year's been really rainy here. But I think a lot of it goes down to this and winning meaningful games late in the year. So I'm just proud of the way we executed on offense. I knew that our defense was playing really good football, so trying not to turn the ball over and give them a short field was definitely the goal tonight, and I think we accomplished that.
And about the defense, how confident are you in turning the playoff with the defense playing like that?
Yeah, as long as I know that they can continue to do that. And like I said, as an offense, it takes some pressure off you where you feel like you don't have to score 50 points to win a game, right? So anytime your defense can create turnovers the way they have the last couple of weeks and actually score on those turnovers helps us out tremendously. But we have a really good locker room. Offensively, defensively, special teams. I thought that was a full team win tonight. I thought last week was a full team win. We're playing really good football right now, which is very important for us going into the playoffs.
What's your reaction to this 100 sack of 11?
Well, if you saw everybody on the sideline, my reaction was just about the same. Everybody's fired up for him. A guy who came into our locker room halfway through the year. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward when you have a guy come in halfway through the year, but that guy has done nothing but put his head down and worked, been a great leader for us. I'm going to take a little bit of credit on recruiting him because we were texting back and forth when he was on the street, and we've played on 2 other teams. Now this is our 3rd team playing together, and I know what kind of pass rusher is. I know what kind of leader he is, and to get him here in this locker room with a lot of young, talented guys, it's always great to have those older veteran players who have done it at such a high level.
It's very hard in this league to beat a single team 4 times in a row. You've been able to do it this year. Will you get ever be tired to beat Ottawa?
Yeah, that's the thing. They say it's hard to beat the same team 3 times, and for us being able to do it 4 times, that was, I think, a big part of a slow start for us offensively was anytime you play the same team 4 times, the defense, it's much easier for them to change as opposed to the offense, and they threw some different looks at us early on in the game that we just weren't expecting, and so when we went into halftime, we kind of talked it over, and that's why I think we had such a great second half because we kind of knew what they were going to throw at us, and I challenged the guys at halftime, and they came out and they played extremely well. So anytime you can beat a team 4 times in a year, especially your rival in Ottawa, it always feels pretty good.
The fans showed up big time today. I think it was the best crowd of the season in a weather like this. How big for you guys would it be to have a home game in these playoffs? You're 1 win away from that.
And that's exactly it. For us, we want to reward our fans. They've been great all year. Not just today. Today was incredible, but we've had a lot of games that have been either delayed or bad weather, and they've stuck with us. And we had practice 2 days ago, and it was dumping rain. And we had about 400, 500 season ticket holders out there for about an hour and a half with us. And it just goes to show the true grit that these fans have and how passionate they are about this team. And so we want to pay them back by getting them that home playoff date because I know it's very difficult to play here. As an opposing player playing here, it's always difficult. And now I'm thankful to be on the home side and the crowd pumping us up. So we're excited about the fan base, and we just want to continue to put a good product on the field so they can be proud of it as well.
Is there a team in this league that has more yards after the catch than the Alouettes?
I'm not a big statistic guy, but I do know that our receivers do a really good job of catching and knifing. And this offense is built to not really push the ball down the field. It's about dispersing to your playmakers and letting them get the yards after catch. And so if you really want to understand this offense, it's about being efficient. It's about finding completions. And I watched Ricky Ray do it in this offense for multiple years. And that's what my mindset is finding a way to find completions, stay on the field, and let your playmakers, one, get hit, not you, and let them go and have all the fun and score touchdowns.
Playing a high level of football. I mean, they're physical at the point of attack, taking the ball away, scoring touchdowns, getting after the quarterback. I mean, I don't know if there's too much to not like about them. They're just playing at an extremely high level, and they're believing. I mean, believing in what we're calling, working hard together, playing for one another. And we're not doing it with the exact same lineup every day either. I mean, it's been new guys stepping up and stepping in and being able to still be successful. So, Noel's done a great job coaching those guys up. Our whole defensive staff's done a great job of coaching them, but our players are playing at an extremely high level right now, and it's extremely fun to watch.
Offensively, it was kind of a sluggish start. What did the Red Blacks do that made it tough?
They came out and pressured us. The majority of the first half, there was a lot of pressure put on us on first downs, a little bit on second down as well. So, with that, you've got to hit things to get them off of it, and we just weren't. We were just a little bit off on a play here or play there, which probably could have got them out of that, but they were having success, they stuck with it. But we figured it out at some point, and we're able to move the ball, and score some points. So, again, I give them credit. They do have a very good defense. So sometimes it's good defense.
You've played a long time in this league. What can you say about the 100 sack of Sean Lennon?
It's unbelievable. When to get to 100 sacks, first of all, is a huge milestone in our league. When you play long enough to reach those things, but to have the ability at the end of your career, towards the end of your career, to still be able to go out there and produce like he has, it's been tremendous. That's longevity. It's a little bit of everything that it takes to get there. A lot of perseverance, a lot of mental toughness, physical toughness, and obviously, like I said, you have to have a tremendous amount of ability to get to 100. And Sean's just continued to do that and continue to show that. So couldn't be happier for him personally, and proud of him. And again, I think we're very fortunate and thankful to have him in our building as a leader and a defensive player that he's been.
At the other end of the spectrum, you have Lou Alouettes was improving game in and game out. What can you say about his game?
Exactly what you said. He's just improving. He's improving every single week. The more opportunities we give him, he's doing more and more with it. Extremely hard worker again. Very much a team player. Comes in with that attitude to learn every single day. Works extremely hard, but just a fun guy to be around too. So he's bought into our culture and what we're about. And again, just another guy that's just fun to be around in our locker room. And give him a little bit more give him more reps, and he's just made the most of his opportunity. And you got to be happy for a guy that's doing that.
Have you ever been part of a team that has scored this many defensive touchdowns?
I can't say that I have. I've been in the league a long time, so I don't know. But I don't think I have. This is pretty special what these guys have been able to accomplish, what our defense has been able to accomplish, particularly these last two games. It's been very, very impressive.
And what does that mean to the head coach, an offensive-minded coach, when the defense is producing touchdowns?
Well, it's huge. Blows games open, obviously, and points are points. It doesn't matter how you get them. And, obviously helps you win ball games. Those are critical plays our defense are making. And, it's one thing to get a turnover. When you can turn it into points, it's a whole nother ball game. And when you're able to do that consistently throughout the year, it's just awesome. So, they've done it a number of times, and it helps us win each and every time they do it.
Would you rather not see your starting quarterback running in a game that you have won with less than 5 minutes remaining?
You a report for the CFL, right? So is any lead safe in the CFL? I would say no. So, we're going to continue to play football the way we know how to play football, continue to call the way we call the game. And, so I would prefer him not to, but at the end of the day...
I think that lead was safe, and I report for the Montreal Gazette. It's the Montreal Gazette that signs my check, not the CFL.
At the end of the day, we were doing everything. We were doing everything possible to win that ball game. That's the bottom line.
Maybe a few words on Beverett. He can make big plays every single game. What
kind
of impact is that?
He impacts the game every single week. He's, again, another guy that has ability, toughness, and effort, which is the three things we preach on our defense and on our team. We have a player of the week every week, and he's been a number of times named that defensive player of the week. He's very consistent. He's got a high motor. Again, he's just one of those guys that's hard to block when he rushes the passer. And then he can, on top of that, he's a great tackler. He's around the ball. He's got just a tremendous amount of ability, and he's got a high motor to go with it.
Is it the best way to be a leader in this team?
What's that, sorry?
Is it the best way to be a leader?
Well, I think we have a lot of leaders in that locker room, and the way what we look forward to is a standard of effort, and that's what we talk about. So whatever we do, we compete hard, and you got to have effort to play on our team, and that can't just be displayed out here when you guys all see it. It has to be displayed in our locker room and in meeting rooms, and then on our practice field. These guys compete just as hard when they play that game as they do in practice, and that's our standard. That's what we play with, and guys like Bev continue to set that standard in practice.
Not that I want to bring up literally every player on defense, but a guy like Reggie Stubblefield, who came in the lineup mid-season, you had to change position at some point. He just seemed to make plays everywhere.
Yes, he's exactly right. Reggie coming out of training camp didn't make our football team, which tells you about the guys we had on our football team at that time. But we were thankful and lucky, in my opinion, to get him back. And since he's been back, he's been just tremendous. He's able to play multiple positions for us. I like to say he's just a football player. I mean, he flies around. He's smart. He studies a lot. He takes great notes in our meetings. He's tenacious. He's a great tackler. And again, just a playmaker on defense. So it's just fun to watch. And the fact that he can play multiple positions just adds to his value on our defense, because he's played multiple positions for us already this year and played at an extremely high level. And to be able to do that as a rookie is pretty damn impressive. So I couldn't speak all day about Reggie and how he's played for us, because it's just great.
And it's hard to beat a team 4 times in a single season. You've been able to do it, that possibility of beating a team 4 times in a year?
I think it's one of those things. We take it game by game, not too much worried about, our opponent, how many times we played them, or what the win-loss records are. We're just going out to win. Obviously what makes it unique is you do have played them 4 times. You just played them last week. There's a lot of familiarity with it. And it is difficult. It's because you both know each other so well. There's a lot of tendencies going back and forth that you got to break, and that's, I think, what they did today. They broke a lot of tendencies early in the game against us, and we had to adjust. But it's tough in this league to win any game, period. And so to beat any team 4 times in a season is a huge deal, in my opinion. And we're very thankful and grateful for it, because we need to keep winning. I mean, ultimately, we want to finish in second and host a playoff game. We got to continue to win, and that's all the motivation we needed, not to beat them a 4th time.